Can't lie, it has been a while since we all four been here, man. It's been a while.
Cheers.
Core 4, man.
Are
Cheers.
y'all excited? I'm
I'm
excited.
excited, man.
You said cheers? You said cheers?
Cheers.
Cheers, yes, sir.
Brown. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Exciting times,
I
fellas.
see it, dog. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we was in Atlanta this weekend, bro. Where was
I heard.
you at? We
I
was
heard it
down
was
in
a. I
Atlanta.
heard it was a great time, Rome. I didn't hear too much, and just
Hey.
because I didn't hear that much, I knew it was.
That's how you know it was a good time.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody
You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
pulled
They
up,
say a
drank,
fucking thing.
ate good, smoked
Nick-
good, everything we do at the crib, just with
Nick-
good men down south.
Niggas ain't say nothing. They ain't say nothing about what happened down there. I was like,
Yes,
all right,
sir.
I know how that is.
Once again, we live. What's the Line podcast, week 15. Just throwing that out there. Don't want
Once
to
again, we live.
get too crazy out here.
Yeah.
Whole world's watching. All right. Let's get this thing started, baby. On the road. And we're back. Annie Up Consulting presents What's the Line podcast, week 15, season 4, episode 30, episode 31, baby. This is it just keeps on going. Season 4. Yeah, we're back. Core 4 together once again. Almost didn't make it, baby. Play the Akon locked up, but I'm out here. It is what it is. Week 15, What's the Line podcast. We're live. Got the Core 4, Rome, People's Champ, Atlanta, Georgia. How you feeling today, Rome?
Ready to go. Week 15. Last week was the first of, I guess, the prior 7 weeks of losing best bets. I came back to the wheelhouse on the Bears under. That did not come home. Look for me to be sharper this week and continue this, this onslaught of winning this year. So looking to keep it going.
Yeah, speaking of sharp, this is not my down days of the NFL. This is usually where holiday season, I've kind of already bought all the gifts. Thanksgiving's over. I usually could find a dog or 2 or 3 late in December, so I'm feeling good. Papa Keys, how you feeling? Raiders gear on.
Yeah, Raiders get on the standard. Week 15, we gotta get something to CBA. That extra week around this time of the year really starts to show itself. It's crazy.
Listen, it took me out last year, but I was more than prepared this year for the full 22 weeks. Week 18, baby. No bye week this week. Hey, let me know. Let me know who's available. But
hey, I'm ready to go. All for the rest of the year. Let's go. Let's finish strong.
Speaking of the rest of the year, I got that same message from Soundman, fan back. Once again, how you feeling, Soundman?
Feeling good. I'm glad Rome's here. I can't steal his shit today. I can't say ready to go week 15, but I am I'm here. I'm ready. I don't like this week's slate, but I'm here. And I'm happy to see everybody here as well. You know what I'm saying? Week 15, Core 4 is back. It's been a while. Let's get into it, man.
Hey,
God
let's
doesn't
go.
like the slate.
Let's go.
Doesn't like the slate. Well,
Love the slate.
I don't.
all right, let's get right into it, man. I need a best bet, Rome.
Best bet. We ready to go?
Let's
'Cause
go.
I'm ready.
Talk to me.
Eagles, Bears. I mean, you know where I'm going with this. Under
Under?
48 and a half.
Under. I knew you were going under.
Best bet of the week. It's coming home this week. All right. I've been on it the past 3 weeks, but I actually have a handicap this week. All right. So the last few weeks, I will say, I was pretty heavy on fading the trend. Bears going over 6 weeks in a row. Last week on an end around, Christian Watson takes it to the house in garbage time.
It was nasty.
The line is the line.
Yeah,
I was on the wrong side. That's it. That's all it comes down to. A lost bet. I lost. I was wrong. All right. This week, we're right back at it. Bears, Eagles, under 48 and a half. And so this week, as I mentioned, the weeks prior, the last 2 weeks, I have played this line. I've really just been fading a trend. I haven't necessarily been handicapping the line. It was a blind play on the Bears going over so many amount of weeks and blah, blah, blah. But this week, there's actual handicap to it. And the handicap involves the opposing team and the Eagles. So, obviously the Philadelphia Eagles, we can consensusly agree. Let's just be friends and agree the Eagles are the most impressive team in pro football thus far this year consistently, right?
I was the only one to lean with the Eagles last week.
Got it. But they are, they're 12-1. I don't know how many more games they need to prove to anyone else that are doubters, but they are, in fact, consensusly, or if that's even a word, the best team in pro football. Okay? The best team in pro football has scored 48, 35, 40 points, respectively, in their last 3 games. This week's total is 48.5. So this is a team in the Eagles that just scored 48 points by themselves on the road last week in New York. This is a team in the Eagles that scored 35 at home the week prior. This is a team in the Eagles that scored 4. The total's 48.5, dude. This team is scoring way too many points for this total to be this low. And, obviously we get into weeks like this, like, bro, you sounded just like this last week. You sounded this confident in it last week. You loved it that much last week. No, this week, I'm not just fading a trend. I'm not just fading money. I'm playing a line that actually does not make sense, and that's the foundation of my handicapping. A team that scored 48 points last week, 35 points the week prior, and 40 points 3 weeks ago, now has a game total 48.5. And then we hop over to the other side. The only reason I've been fading the Bears have been because they've been going over. I was just talking about the Eagles just now. The Eagles 48, 35, and 40 in the last 3 weeks. The Bears are the team that's been going over in 7 games in a row. Depending on what dates you have, you could argue the Bears haven't gone under since September. All right. The temperatures this Sunday afternoon in Philly, I know we're trying to rush along. We got a lot of games to get back to. 29 degrees in Chicago this week. 29 degrees, wind off the bay. Give me the under 48.5 right now. Bears under 48.5. If you lose the bet, tweet me, DM me, reach out to me, let me know. Send me that straight bet. If you lose this bet this week, send me the straight bet. I'll reimburse you my damn self. That's a promise.
Free roll?
Free roll. What to God. I'm the books this week.
All right, there it is. Rami Rome. That little FanDuel money he got, it came in easy.
If this game does not go under 48.5, send me your slip of you straight betting the under.
What about the one 2 weeks ago? I still got that bet slip.
No. We don't got enough of that. Bank rolls are different.
All right.
This game's going under. Best bet of the week 15. Bears under 48.5.
I'm gonna clip that, right? Like that's the clip I'm gonna put out. So
put it right up there. Free bet.
All right, straight bets only though. I respect it. All right. For me, best bet. Let me go down the slate. I like that one. Kind of like that one. Yeah. All right. I need Quinn Williams to play, but if he does,
I love this.
New York Jets minus the
I love this.
The Detroit Lions, bestie and a testy, Dan Campbell, 20.
Hey, just reverse what you said. The Lions are at the Jets this week.
Oh, yeah, the Lions are at the Jets.
Yep.
My bestie and a testy, Dan Campbell, I'm fading him this week. Dan Campbell, 20 wins, 9 losses, 1 push against the spread as a head coach. It's pretty fucking good. But I like the Jets here in this spot. Detroit has not played away from home in a month. We all know Jared Goff in the cold. I feel like we've all been done dirty at least once. Keith, I can remember, it was that November 2018. He did us dirty against Pittsburgh. Jared Goff does not play well in the cold. I think that, I'm kind of selling high on this Lions team that's covered the last few weeks, but been outgained in 8 of their last 10 games. I think everything just kind of comes to fruition here. Still could throw all over this team and run all over this team. So I'm going to back the New York Jets, Jets. Me and Larry David, though, minus the 1.5 is my best bet.
Yeah, and my only thing on this game, obviously, you mentioned the Jets. You want to back them. 1.5 has been covering at home this year. Obviously in years prior, any day, any sport, we pay attention to lines and lines that cover. In the past years, 1.5 has covered, but it seems like this year 1.5 is covering at home. The home team being favored by 1.5, that seems to cover. I seem to more like that or be more inclined to bet that with the Jets here. Just obviously understand the Lions have won 4 out of their last 5. So
5 out of the last
okay.
6.
Okay, great. And then we're going back even further. So 5 out of the last 6. And this is a team that's still catching points. Last week, they lay the points, they cover it, they bring it home on the, coincidentally funny line to some. But they were able to bring that home with the Sewell, 4th and 1, whatever, first down and cash that. So I think the Lions' luck kind of run out here. I do like your best bet here on the Jets. Also, just kind of want to, tip a hat here to a total. It's the Lions offense, 34 points, 40 points, 25, 31, 31. It's the Lions offense that's scoring points. So I think if we tend to think that the Jets are going to cover against a team that scores more points than them, like I said, Lions in the last 4 weeks, 34, 40, 25, 31, and 31 points respectively scored. I think we would have to tend to want to play the Jets team total under. Sorry, not Jets, Lions team total under, just because if the Jets are going to win this game, we don't see the Jets scoring more than those amount of points. And like I said, Lions are just off the charts the past month with offense, 34, 40, and 31 in consecutive games. So it would be, I like your Jets play, but the more that I look at this game, the more I actually like the Jets, showing up on defense, Robert Saleh, and then kind of like hanging my hat on the fact that this team is the team that he was hired to coach, which is a defensive ran team. Lions coming into town, Lions scoring over 30 plus in the past month. I like the Lions team total under as well as the Jets with you on that one.
I definitely think that's a correlated play.
Yeah.
Should be noted, Jets are 4th in opponents passing yards per game, just 180.
Is that good?
0.4. That's pretty fucking good, man. Top five. All right, Keys, Papa Keys, give me a best bet, my guy.
My best bet here is going to be the Falcons. I know they're on the road in the division and against the Seahawks, but I know I've been talking about this Falcons team and, just how they play, how they will upset me all year.
Saints in division against the Saints, right?
In division against the Saints, catching the 4 points. The look ahead was 3, so I'm getting an extra point if that means anything. But obviously they announced going into, I think both teams are actually coming off a bye. So it's a fade on the Saints. They're 1-4 after a bye the last 5. And the Falcons are actually pretty good coming out of a bye, 3-1. But as you know, the Falcons are going to be changing quarterback this year. And I've been waiting, this week, I've been waiting all year for this to happen. They've been literally allergic to passing the ball. I don't know what's going on. They did with the point of riding Mariota out for this long and just never letting him, you know what I mean? If you're gonna do that, I guess they were waiting for Ridder to be ready. They determined that he's ready now. But I don't know. This is offense. I'm hoping Atumi is gonna pass the ball a little more and look a little different. This Saints team has been trending down all year. Like they never really got up off the ground. The deficiencies that the Falcons have, I'm not sure the Saints offense is explosive enough to, to take advantage of it. So I expect it genuinely, if it's a high scoring game, I don't know, that would be super crazy that Andy Dalton and
how's it going to become a high scoring game with Arthur Smith trying to run the ball on 3rd and 21 after 2 holding calls?
My hope is that they let the rookie do a little bit out here. But even if they don't, it still builds well into me catching the 4 points because I think both teams are going to be doing similar things. We know the Saints are going to do that. And they haven't been effective running the ball at all. So my best bet is to like the Falcons here in the division. Give me the 4 points, new quarterback. Both teams coming off a bye, but I feel like one team is a little more motivated than the other.
This line really reminds me of that Seahawks-Panthers line from this past week. Seahawks laying that flat 4 at home. Obviously, Seahawks had a better record than the Panthers, but here, we have a converse thing going on with the Saints being 4-9, the Falcons being 5-8. The 4-9 team is laying the 4, so it's a little different. But the same type of 4 reminds me of last week's 4. Seahawks weren't that hot coming into that game, and then the Panthers were, and it was kind of like, why are the Panthers catching this 4, being as high as they are? Blah blah blah. It's the opposite of a trap line, right? It's the line that says you should play here because we said this team is favored by more. You know what I'm saying? And I can't bring myself to buy that. I'm kind of with Keith on this one. Rookie quarterback or not, I would have to ride with Desmond Ridder here.
But I also lean Falcons. Rookie quarterback in his first start. We know that's usually been profitable. Quarterbacks in their first start. No game on them. Brock Purdy. So that's definitely profitable. Division game over a field goal. That's always a thing. And I think the Falcons and then the Saints give up over 100 or give up 125 rushing yards per game. That's what the Falcons want to do. Run the ball. Even without Mariota, they're still going to run that ball.
I was about to say, even with Ridder, the offense doesn't change. They're going to run.
So I definitely also lean with those Falcons. Soundman, you got a best bet or just a Soundman special? Soundman special.
Excuse me. I don't do best bets. I do have a few Soundman specials on the board here. I like what Keith said. I definitely feel the Falcons this week randomly. Just something in the back of my head is like, okay, Falcons, on the road against these Saints, fuck it. Got a rookie quarterback come in. Let's get the W. I don't feel too strongly with them, but I do like them. I do like, as we always said on this podcast, AFC North road dogs.
Let's get into it. That was a great segue. Yeah. That's the four games. Listen, as we know on this here podcast, What's the Line podcast, season 4, AFC North teams and NFC West teams under their current regime, 56% or greater as road dogs. So which one, if you had to catch points here, would you do it with? I'm asking all of you guys. The Ravens are catching 3 at the Browns. The Steelers are catching 3 at the Carolina Panthers. The Cardinals are catching 3 at the Broncos. And the Rams catching 7.
Don't ask them. We were still on me, right? I was leaning into talking Ravens over the Browns, right? Like listen, I don't like the Ravens with Huntley. I haven't liked them when they play the Broncos. I don't know who they played last week. I don't remember. I don't care. Like this week, I just know I watched enough of the Browns to know that they're trash. I talked about this last week. I said they were trash. I said the Bengals will go out there and they will dog them, in which they did from start to finish. Yes, it was a close game by like 13 or so points, just because it's the divisional game, but the Bengals had that game from start to finish. Here we go again, another divisional game, AFC North, but you got the Ravens on the road, giving up 3 points against the Browns. The Browns look terrible ever since Mr. Rub and Tug has been behind center, right? So here we go again. They're trying to get back in the feel of things. I don't care if Brent Huntley's back there. I think the Ravens got it. Like, I don't have nothing for it. I like the Ravens here on the road in Cleveland. I'm not gonna say. I know you said we're talking about who do we like as far as these North teams here, but you did ask me about the Soundman specials. I think that's my second one, but the one I feel most strongly about as a Soundman special here, sadly, is the Patriots over Keith's Raiders. Personally, I really like that as my Soundman special here, as the underdog. For some reason, the Raiders, I feel like they had a lot of good luck on their side. They won a lot of games. I feel like they lost last week, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think they lost last week. We watched the Patriots win on Monday night, albeit against the Cardinals team.
Got that dub.
Yeah, against a Cardinals team that lost their quarterback. You got to wherever you're going to watch the Monday Night Football game and you look up and Kyler Murray's out. You didn't even know what happened. You just know that he's out, and you see Colt McCoy playing. Cool, that's fine. I have nothing for the Raiders here. It's just like they got lucky so many times. I've been riding for Derek Carr as well, but I'm not riding for him this week. Patriots are still trying to be like, yo, we have a chance in this playoff situation. We're still the Patriots here, and I think they're on the road here in Nevada. They're gonna have some Patriots fans out there. We all know some road games that are pretty much home games for the Raiders. Excuse me, any opposing team is like a home game in Nevada or SoFi Stadium here. So I think the Patriots fans will come out there and they're just gonna have it like, we're home at this point. I like the Patriots first and foremost as my Soundman special, but back to the NFC or AFC North thing, I like the Ravens as well, as far as dogs. So that's where I'm
that Patriots line is definitely moving. It's been up and down, but we expect plenty of Patriots fans in that Las Vegas stadium
for sure.
Raiders since 2014. That's when they drafted Carr. 39, 50, and 2 against the spread, non-division games. Patriots 8-4 against the spread with rest disadvantage since Tom Brady has departed. As we know, they play Monday Night Football, so I want to throw out a couple of those notes. But you did touch on that Ravens-Browns game. Ravens have some. I probably don't want to touch that game. I just caught the 2 with the Ravens last week on the road. And now, we're back in the situation here. But I did want to know Ravens under Harbaugh, 41-24-5 against the spread as a road dog. And the Cleveland Browns, 5-12 against the spread division games under Stefanski. Rome, if you had to bet with one of our AFC North or NFC West road dogs, who is it?
Yeah, let me just punch in here. And I never answer this question straight up. So let's just be real here. I will lay it with the Browns this weekend. And when I say will, this is much more of a stronger bet than whatever. I don't know. We were talking about some other game. I want to say it was the Falcons game and this and that. I do lean Falcons, but that's not where I'm at with this one. And this one, I actually like the Browns. And when you do this for so many years, you see so many lines, and you just say, here you go. This is the one. So Lamar Huntley, it might as well be his name. Tyler Huntley,
yes.
Yeah. Tyler Huntley in Baltimore obviously shows up and basically is almost like a kind of like a replacement for Lamar. I mean, they run the same offense, obviously just less efficient without him, right? There's a reason the Browns are laying 3 here. And, when do we always see teams laying 3? It's usually like week 1, week 2, when the books don't even have an understanding of the team. So they just throw out 3. So when we see 3 in week 15, I give much more, figure out a word for me. I give much more respect to a team laying 3 at home later in the year as opposed to early in the year. Now, why am I giving this 3 so much respect? For many of the reasons that Omatic has spoken on. Deshaun Watson hasn't looked like he's throwing a complete. I mean, I haven't seen him do well.
Hasn't scored a touchdown yet.
Hasn't done well on a drive. Hasn't put strung together a certain amount of plays.
What we say though, Keys, check on clear. No, go ahead.
No, for sure.
The check is going to clear. That $250 million is going to clear for him in Cleveland or in Houston or wherever. So when I see the Browns laying 3 against a Ravens team that's been overachieving without their starting quarterback, and a Browns team that's been underachieving with their newly re-implemented starting quarterback, there's only one side I can play, and that is the Browns. We talked our ways. We talked ourselves into catching points in so many instances, but this is not the instance. I'm all for catching points. I'll lay it through. I'll lay the 3 right here. I'll lay the 3 with the Deshaun Watson that hasn't shown me anything worthy of laying 3 points, and somehow the Browns are laying 3 points.
I got a question.
Call me dumb. I'll be right there in Cleveland crying with the fans on Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. if they don't cover. It's Browns or nothing for me. I'll lay the 3. Give the Ravens the 3.
I got a question for you. Do we care about it being a Saturday game? Like we're losing one less day?
No. And the reason
because it's 3 games on Saturdays. Do we care about it being?
I kind of wanted to go through the slate as the Saturday slate.
I would like to do that too, but I just want to know how we feel.
We're here, right? That's one of the 3 games on Saturday. That doesn't really pose a necessary heads up or red flag for me. Why? Division opponent, familiar opponent. So at the end of the day, if you ain't sore, which everybody is week 15, so
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's sore.
For sure.
So who how about this? Who's the least sore pulling up at this game? Deshaun Watson.
But he's not good.
Why? Mr. Deshaun Watson, who ain't played all year, fresh as steel.
They both got a quarterback
with
who started
Cleveland
playing 2 weeks ago.
Lay the 3 with Deshaun Watson. And I'm not saying
lay 3 with Watson.
I'm not saying we're even going to see the Deshaun Watson we need to see. But how about this? We often, I'm a quarterback. I love plug and play quarterbacks, but let's be real. Nick Chubb is that offense. All we need is Deshaun Watson to hand the ball off 25 times and make 10 receptions down the 10 completions down the field and play action. That's all we need. So I think the Browns can do that. This Ravens defense has been bad since last August. This is a good spot. So we'll lay it here at the 3 with the Browns. We've seen the Browns go into Baltimore and beat them by 35 last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Browns team knows that they can beat this
Ravens. Browns here. Yeah, it's not. I mean, the Ravens are catching the same number last week, went down to 2, but back-to-back weeks rather than that. But Keith, NFC West teams, road dog, AFC North teams, road dog. Which one would you rather catch the points with on the road?
It's funny. I was just waiting for Roman, to be like, for me, it's the Ravens for me. I'd rather catch it with the Ravens after all of that. I'm looking at all this slide. I'm assuming we're not considering the Cardinals catching the 3.
No. That's my play, the Cardinals.
Okay, because I was about to say I see 3 teams catching the 3. The Cardinals, the Ravens, and the Titans. I see. I would love to pick one of the other 2 games and just fade the NFC West, which honestly the Cardinals do seem like a good play, but only because Rome was so strongly for the Browns. I'm just gonna be an asshole. Be like, I actually like the Ravens here. Yeah, I actually like the Ravens here. When you look at I know you said the defense has not been good, and they actually been they were completely terrible against the pass to start the year. And they still tend to give up the big pass, but they've been really solid against the run. They're the second best team against the run. That's what the Browns are going to want to do. And they are the second best running team over the year, and they just got their best running back. So I feel like we talked a lot about the quarterback situation. Both teams have a quarterback that just started playing 2 weeks ago. So I don't know how fatigue is going to, be a plus or minus on either way. But to your points that you kind of laid out some of them, one team kind of looks like the team that they've been, looking like all year, more or less. And when you look at, I don't know if there's a big swing in terms of like public perception of, I know we probably have been dialed in on Deshaun Watson and, I guess the overall is he's definitely not like, he's obviously didn't come out ablazing and he's not been playing well. But if you look what this Browns team has been doing, they were bad before. There were no talks of, Deshaun.
They weren't bad. They were below average.
Yeah, and then they come back, they 1-1. They beat the Texans by 13 points. That sounds about right. And then they lost to the Bengals, which we all came in this podcast and said we expected to happen, them to lose handily. So to me, I don't think there's been a big sway of, like in terms of,
gotcha.
I don't know. I like the Ravens here, to get the 3 on the road. Gotcha. They do well against what you would hope the Browns' strength to be. And the Browns are like terrible as home faves. We have the numbers like they literally 33%, 6-12 of the last 18 as home faves. So, it's been pretty profitable to fade the Browns just historically. I'll keep doing it.
It has, but this is my last point. We talk about the Ravens. We talk about what they've been and who they have been and who they are consistently, blah, blah, blah. They're 9-4 right now. This is a Ravens team that we often see go 13-4 or 12-5. Or whatever it is now that we've added this new game to the season. I just want to go down the list of the last 3 teams that the Ravens have played. That being the terrible Pittsburgh Steelers. That being the bad Denver Broncos. That being the bad Jacksonville Jaguars, who they lost to. That being the bad. Wait, not done. You're almost adding to my point. Not done. How about the bad Carolina Panthers? How about the bad New Orleans Saints? These are the last 5 teams the Ravens have played. The Ravens ain't played nobody. And the Browns, Bengals, Texans, boom, Bucks, Bills, Dolphins. This is a team that's been playing teams.
The Bucks.
This is a team.
Listen, man, can we move on from this game?
Bucks, NFC South.
I don't want either team.
They're divisional leaders.
I want the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals would be my play. NFC West teams, AFC North teams. Listen. AFC North ain't that great, man. I would rather get this NFC West team.
The Cardinals trotting out there at quarterback this week.
Colt McCoy, professional quarterback.
Colt McCoy is a professional quarterback.
So what are we talking about? Here's the thing. Sound man, I remember like a year or so ago where like a cookout or barbecue or something. I'm like drunk talking to you. I'm like, the Cardinals against the Titans, week 1. I feel like Soundman's frozen. But
they covered. They won outright as 5.5 point dogs last year.
But two of the things that I mentioned were the Cardinals against the spread in non-division games. We know the NFC West was pretty tough the last few years. Non-division games, Cardinals are 23-16 against the spread, but they're 16-5-2 against the spread as a road dog. This is all under Kingsbury. Murray has obviously missed games, Kyler Murray in those. So these are the Kingsbury stats. Going against a Broncos team that is good defensively, but now you got your backup quarterback Ripken in there. It's two backup quarterbacks playing. I got the professional one. I got the Cardinals team catching points, NFC West. Like I said, 16-5-2 against the spread as a road dog. If I had to catch points with either of our AFC North allies or NFC West allies that cover spreads as road dogs, it is Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals catching the 3 points in Denver. Possible another best bet for me, but yeah,
I got one for you on that game. It's going to be the over. I'm playing the over in the Cardinals Broncos because this will be the week. This will be the week in which you can't Russell Wilson your way out of a 12-14 game. It ain't going to work like that. Ripken going to pull up, and you have to run a generic offense. And what happens usually with a generic offense? Balls get thrown that ain't supposed to get thrown. Defensive pass interferences down the field. Shot plays. Ripken ain't got nothing to lose. So he is going to let that thing fly. Low total this week on a team that's been going super under in weeks prior. All year, the Broncos have been going under. And here we go. We get this is the epitome of what a true wild card is, right? We don't know what we get. I bet you we get an over.
It went over last week.
I can see the over as well. Those low totals have been going over.
We get the professional and Colt. Colt McCoy is a professional. We talked about it. We both agree.
He's not good.
He's not good, but he's a professional quarterback. He can get up. He can get us 15, 20 points.
Arizona Cardinals plus the 3 points for me.
Get the ball to Judy and Hamler and make something to Sutton, do something like that, and then we can get 15 points. 37 is a pretty low total. That's all.
Sutton's been hurt. All right. Move on the rest of the slate. I got the Vikings are laying 4 against the Colts. I lean Vikings. They are 20-11-1 against the spread after a loss since acquiring Kirk Cousins. So I lean with the 4 there. Colts coming off the bye. Silly coach. I don't really know, but anybody got any feels about this one? I'll just lean Vikings.
Yeah, lean Colts here for me. Obviously, I've been on the Vikings heavy all year. I've already said that they will win the NFC North. I said it since week 1 when they played Green Bay week 1. I've been on the Vikings. All right.
You have.
In the most recent weeks, though, I've been saying it. I've been on the Vikings. But something about this team just feels a little fluky to me. And this is a person that likes the team. So with that said, throw it on. Another week. 2 weeks in a row. Last week was fluky. It wasn't. The line told us everything we need to know. But to the recreational average fan, they saw the 10 and whatever Vikings playing against the something and a lot of losses Lions, and they said, okay, Vikings easily. But I think this is another week in a row, and I think this is where we regress towards the mean. And this is where the Vikings kind of become the Vikings. They're not good. This was not a 14 and whatever team. This is more so a 12-11 win team. And I think that down the stretch, we will start to see more of that against the Vikings. I'll fade them 2 weeks in a row. Give me the coach that doesn't know what he's doing at home.
Yeah. All right,
does anybody like the Vikings? I love to take a chicken sandwich.
I just lean.
What do you mean a coach that doesn't know what he's doing at home? You have 2 coaches that don't know what they're doing. Period.
And so that's why I'll take 4 points in a professional football game.
You'll take the guy that's at home.
Yeah, because Kevin O'Connell. I'm not sold that Kevin O'Connell knows what he's doing.
He's won games that you said he wasn't supposed to win all season, though.
Yeah,
we've talked about this.
I agree for sure.
Okay.
We should be mentioned though. This is Kirk Cousins, not Sunday at 1 p.m. This is Saturday game.
Yeah.
This is the 1 o'clock game,
Charlie. Yeah. More merit to my handicap.
That's fair. Yeah. Salman, you got any thoughts on this one?
I actually don't. I really don't. I feel like this.
All right, bet. All right, Keys, you got any thoughts on this one? Vikings land 4?
Yeah, I lean Colts as well. Mainly for their ability to stop the pass. Obviously, the strength of the Vikings, what they're going to try to do. So I feel like if they can do that and establish the run themselves, they can hopefully keep it close, cover the 4 points.
Yep, Colts, 21st in opponents rushing yards per game, giving up over 126 yards on the ground.
Do we care about stats? I mean, Justin Jefferson is trying to get 2K at this point. He's only like 497 away. He's got 4 games left. Do we care about that?
Oh, now that we mentioned that,
Only.
Colts.
I mean, only 4 games, like
No,
100.
no,
I mean, he just
listen.
had 200 like last game.
I know he liked that way.
Colts,
what I'm saying,
longest
like-
reception. If you go back on the Colts game, now I didn't hit with the Michael Gallup 2 weeks ago, but if you look at the Colts games, longest reception has been hidden for the
Over a dub.
Wide receiver.
Yeah, so if
Over
you look back
19?
at Quez Watkins, Philly a few weeks ago, literally, bro, all of them have been cashing. The Michael Gallup did not because they put their best guy on CD. So I
Who's
got
the best
maybe
guy?
maybe they'll still play a little different, but the Colts haven't given that up, that longest reception. So if you see like an 18 and a half, that definitely might be something
Right.
I can't give it out just yet. A little more due diligence to do.
We don't believe that this nigga JJ's not gonna do that. My bad. JJ
I mean,
not gonna do that?
I just gotta, I can't give it out. I just gotta, I'm just throwing it out there right now.
Who's their number 1 corner? Is this still
Still Gilmore, but they put him on a number 2 receiver last week.
he's kind of food though.
I don't think so.
My guy made him food. Terry made him food. And
All right, Colts are 3rd in opponents passing yards per game. So I don't know.
understood.
But all right, a few more games on the board. I don't even know.
I tried to knock Gilmore earlier in the year.
You
but
did.
it wasn't
And
there.
I tried to
No, he good though. He good. So
Yes. All right, another game on the board. Alike for me. The Jacksonville Jaguars are catching what? 4 points. This game
I
was
can't go back to this. I'll just start this off right here. I cannot go back to this well. I can't.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt about the Ravens. That's why I was.
And I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this again with Trevor.
Yeah. It's not.
I did it 2 weeks ago and I was on the wrong side.
Who?
100%. That ain't got nothing to do with the line. You losing against Detroit and you taking Jaguars +1 Roman, that has nothing to do with the line. But last week, how they just caught 3 and 1 outright, and now they're catching 4, they get out of here. There's no way I can play the Jags this week.
Yeah. I don't even know the team. I don't know the city. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Lawrence, Fisher Price. I don't care. Teams laying 4 to 6 points on the road this season, 3-12-1 against the spread. Just give me the number. I don't care about the team. +4 Jacksonville, if that's the city. I've never been out there. Who fucking knows? Plus the 4, I like the Jaguars. Any thoughts on this one, Keith?
Nope.
No.
Sound man, what about the Cowboys?
I got a quick thought here. Like, the Cowboys just came off of being a super 17-point fave against the Texans. So you go playing another low-tier team in the Jags, right? You can't go out here and just play a dud 2 weeks in a row. So
What's the total?
What's the total is a good question. The 4 is like, you know what I'm saying? But didn't we say this 5-4 number doesn't cover on the road? Or was that
yes, 3-12-1 against the spread. Road teams laying 4 to 6 points this season.
I feel like this could be an outlier just because of what happened last week, right? And it's just like, the Cowboys love to play in warm weather, right? And now you're going down to Jacksonville. We don't have this northeastern snowstorm here. They don't have to do any of that. They're going down south. You're playing in Florida. 4 points should be nothing for them, to me, but they had 17 in Texas and they faulted. So, this is not a game I would touch, but it's something that'll be like, oh shit, they didn't cover type shit. Like it's kind of expected.
Yeah. Cowboys 17-10-1 against the spread as a road fave since drafting Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, same draft. So that should be noted. A few more games on the board. Chiefs laying 14 at the Texans. Anybody got something for this one? I do not.
Nope. Next game.
Next game, the Bills are laying 7 at home, total of 44 against the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins 9-5-1 against the spread division games since drafting Tua.
Yeah, obviously this game is being played in weather elements. This will be one of the games I would kind of lean and look forward to our 11:30 a.m. Sunday spaces. I think we'll have a more accurate play and description on this play in that call on Twitter every Sunday, 11:30 a.m.
I agree. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Salman, you got anything for this? Bills might land 7.
Yeah. Per Rome, this is definitely we got to see what's going on Sunday. They're saying snow's supposed to be there. I'm not an over under guy, as you are not. But this is definitely like, okay, let's do the under here. Who's gonna run the ball? These teams don't like to run. Neither one of them do. I mean, like, the Dolphins like to run, or they would want to run, but they don't. Obviously, you know, you got your pass heavy guys with Josh Allen and Tua with his receivers. I don't think that's going to happen in the snow. So, you know, maybe play the under here, you know?
No. Snow goes over. Snover. With Snover.
Man,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Snow goes over. Only thing that goes under is wind.
Yeah, so I mean, if anything,
I'm not feeling that this time.
If you're a forecast guy, I can get that 44 right now. You would think it's going to go up higher with that snow on Sunday morning. So I got to see about that. Or it might get lower, right? The blind man might not know. All right. Keys, you got anything on this one? Bills land 7 at home?
No, I mean, we touched on all the key points. We literally don't know what's going to go on. I mean, as of right now, if you want to, if the listeners just itching for something, I lean Bills. Like, let's go.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see what else.
Let's get out of here, man. Let's get out of here.
A few more games on the board. Y'all was wrapping me up with Browns Ravens. Like, no best bet, just Browns Ravens.
I'm mad.
No, I get it. But Titans catching 3 at the Chargers. Vrabel 15-10-2 against the Spread as a road dog since he's become a head coach. Chargers just 10-11 against the spread after a win since they drafted Herbert. Rome, you like anything in this game? Total of 46.5.
Yeah, I'll point one thing out about this game. The total is strangely low. You know, this is a Titans team that I have for years expected to play in muck it up type of games, and they're just now starting to do that. 23 points, 20 points, 25, 27, and 16 points scored in their last 5. Okay, yeah, that's around average, around par. But just give you perspective, the Titans of previous years were averaging over 30 points a game. So this is a Titans offense that has taken a step back, obviously, with Ryan Tannehill in the ankle issue. I apologize for those numbers, though. Those numbers were Chargers numbers. The Titans numbers in their last 5, 22, 10, 16, 27, and 17. So that kind of more speaks
that
towards
good?
That's not good. And it speaks more towards the regression of that offense over the past years. This is a Chargers team. We talked about this team early in the year. We love these Chargers until we don't, right? Until they show week 6 and go to Cleveland and find a way not to cover, right? This is the same Chargers team. With that said, 1 win under the belt, down the stretch, 7-6, 7-6. This is a Titans team that was the number 1 seed in the AFC last year. They're catching 3 points on the road in week 15 this year. That's all I need to know about this line. I'll lay it before I catch it with the Titans. Yeah, lay it with the Chargers.
I just lean Titans, but I because it's how much can Vrabel do though? Like, what the fuck?
There's no, he can't. He is. This is what I expected 2-3 years ago. Honestly, I thought that this team was not talented enough on offense. They found a way to just hand off to 22 and get away with, whatever. But I mean, I've mentioned it many times on this pod. 900 carries has Derrick Henry in the last 3 years. And they can't seem to find offense in these last 3 weeks. These last 3 weeks are the turning point of his career, of that offense, of that organization, of that era. Okay? 10, 16, and 22 points scored with Derrick Henry on the field in 2 games at home this year. If you want to sit here and say he's still in his prime, go ahead and do that. A team that can only put up 16 points per is not a team that is capable of winning a Super Bowl, let alone a year after being the number 1 seed in the AFC. Nobody. So you're going to have to run him every single week.
Hey, Rome, I got a like on the Titans. Got a like on the Titans. There it is. Chargers, 28th in opponents' rushing yards per game. This will be the Derrick Henry week. I expect the Chargers to lay an egg here. 8-10 against the spread as a home fave since 2020. That's Justin Herbert. And the Chargers are the worst team in the second half. So if you see that second half number live, you might want to take that under as well. I'm gonna ride with the Titans here. I got the better coach. I got a coach that is kind of gambling every week to week, coming off that W. So yeah, I like the Titans here plus the 3, and then maybe you sneak the hook in there for the minus 120. All right.
Not with me. Not with me.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking to the general listener. Keith, you got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I like the Titans as well. I honestly liked it more than the Ravens. I was just trying to get a jab at Rome. I didn't know he was gonna feel this strongly about the Chargers. I would have just saved it for now. But I like the Titans as well. For key points that you picked on, and Rome actually said something in his analysis that made me like switch from a lean to like very much so strongly like it. Like I didn't realize that the total was so low. What that tells me is Vegas thinks that the Titans is gonna be a Titans type of game. If they had a higher total or a more normal total for a team like this Titans team that is struggling to put up points, I would expect that, you know what I mean, we think that the game script is going to kind of go in the way of the Chargers, who obviously want to pass the ball. It's obviously something's got to give game. The Titans can't stop the pass, the Chargers can't stop the run. But in those type of situations, I try to rely on a team that's going to run the ball. If you mean like a little more consistent, it seems like the more consistent thing. I feel like there's a reason they give him the ball to Derrick Henry 900 times, and I don't want to say he's in his prime, but I don't know. I haven't seen much.
Yeah, well, not anymore. And let me just double back on what I'm saying here in terms of Titans. The Titans have given up 36 and 35 points respectively in the past 2 weeks. So that's the reason why you see that total so high. It ain't because the Titans scoring. It ain't because the Chargers scoring. It's because the Titans giving it up. They've given up 36 and 35 points respectively in their past 2. So that's why the total's 46. It ain't because they scoring. So that's why the total's so quote unquote low. It's because they aren't scoring and they giving it up. Chargers having no problem scoring, especially with Keenan Allen coming back. I don't see that to be an issue.
So you think, man, these are your guys, King Henry. What do you think? Titans, are they covering this game?
These are absolutely both of my guys. I really don't have too much for this, right? I'm not confident in either team. I feel like this is King Henry has not been the king in the last few weeks, and I personally don't think he bounces back this week.
Look at these guys, man. 3 weeks ago, I was all
done. He's a running back.
So hold on, Rome. I know we've been arguing in the chat for weeks, right? I don't think he's done. I don't think this is the week he bounces back, though. This should be theoretically the week he bounces. Yes, granted, he had 120 yards last week. He had 90 in the first half. And he have shit in the second half, right?
It's like, what were y'all looking at the years before? Like, he was getting all the carries, he was getting these yards.
But they had a receiver over there that can do something in the play action game. They don't have that now. The nigga that he had got knocked out for a concussion in Treylon. Like, it's done now.
I was heavy on the, AJ Brown is a big loss.
Very big loss. Very big loss. So me thinking like a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, cool. We fired the GM. Let's kind of get back on track. No, that didn't have anything to do with it. And I hate to be like, okay, Rome was right in this situation, but Rome was right in this situation. The Titans are fucking trash right now. They're very trash, but the Chargers stink too.
They've been like this.
I know people wants to move on. I know people wants to move on, but the last
like this.
I know he does. I know he does. But here's the thing, right?
I'll say about this though is whichever side you lean, if you do feel strongly, I feel like there's a good potential to play a pleaser line. Like, because I feel like the styles is such a clash in styles that if the Chargers do get up on them, like, bro, y'all can't stop the play. Like, it's like, bro,
right?
They might blow them out, and then
gonna get embarrassed.
But don't be Barney at the bar. No. Don't be Barney. Go have a chicken sandwich on.
It's just like Rome said it best. Like, right, like the Chargers ultimately stink, and the fucking Titans stink as well. So it's just like, yo,
you know when the Chargers stink most in close games. You know what this ain't finna be.
But
a close game.
But the Chargers randomly been playing semi well as of late, and the Titans have not. The Titans have not, and it's like they're trying to get Derrick Henry on path, and it's like, cool. He hasn't had good games. Yes, he had 120.
You heard Paris last week talking about 22 don't look like 22.
Bro, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He has 900 carries.
Bro, but he's still all right. He's got a year and a half left.
All right, mean the
man. A year and a half left. Listen, ultimately though, to the ultimate point, right? The Chargers are 3-point favorites here,
which means they got to win by 4 or more for you to profit money.
I really don't know, man. Like, damn. I really
All
don't
right.
know. It's gonna be a good game for me to
Get out of
watch.
here. I got a like on the Titans though. We got a chicken sandwich back. You in on this, Keys?
I'm in on the chicken. Yeah, I get on the chicken. I'm always in for.
Hold on, we doing 2-2. Rome like the Chargers.
Rome's on the Chargers.
You like the Chargers too?
I like Chargers. 2-2. 2-2.
I'm trying to get mine back.
2-2. 2-2. We do 2-2. I like the Chargers. I like the Chargers over the Titans this week.
I like fading the trend of me losing chicken sandwiches bets all year.
Well, you know, I'm on the right side.
All right, 2 games left, and I got a bowl game bonus. Come on.
Yeah, Bengals laying 3.5 at the Bucks. Bengals 17-10 against the spread after a win under head coach Zach Taylor. Bucks just 7-1 against the spread after a loss.
This is a game of the week.
Yeah, under Brady. I lean Bengals, but I'm not betting this.
Yeah, I will bet this, but once again, pull up Sunday 11:30 a.m. We'll have a better feel on this game. This will probably be the game of the week. I'm not going to sit here and tell you on Thursday how I'm playing this one. We'll see you Sunday.
Sense?
Well, just simply names and obviously faces. This is Tom Cruise meets Paul Newman, the Paul Billards movie back in the day, right? This is Joe Burrow, passing of the guard, Tom Brady type situation, Patrick Mahomes situation. I'll have a better analysis on Sunday.
So you're gonna act like we don't get Derek Carr versus Mac Jones?
I already talked about that. I already said I like
passing to what guards? The mid?
What y'all leaning? 3.5 on the road.
Yeah, I'm not catching hooks on the road.
Yeah, I lean Bucks for I was like indifferent. The 3.5 just seemed too like, you know what I mean? I'm starting to try to at least look at the lines, like how, you know, Rome's are like it looked funky. And you said something like 3.5 on the road. I'm playing blind. I'll play it blind. And if I could find a trend to play blind with Brady, like I know it's like the end of this. And I'm like the one person who's gonna come on here and be like, yo, F Tom Brady.
I'm gonna have a different feel for this game when I see a different line. But at 3.5, it's weird because I see
it's just
3.5 doesn't cover. But you know when it does cover? When it wins outright.
It's a like for me. I mean, not a like. It's a lean for me. Just a slight lean.
Laying it or catching the 3.5.
A slight lean with the Bucks here. Give me the 3.5, and it has nothing to do with any of the teams. It's more about the line. It's a funny line play for Keith. It doesn't happen often.
All right, Sal, man. What do you think about this game? And then tell me how you feel about that Sunday night football as well.
Well, you want to talk about that? I just put on my my gear for a reason, but I'm still fading Tom Brady and Todd Bowles. I love the Bengals here to win outright on the road.
Zach Taylor can't coach a football team.
Yeah,
outright by 4 though.
Yeah. Well, I see 3.5, but I mean, I just feel like the Bengals are gonna win outright, straight up. I have nothing for the Bucks. We don't
nothing for the spread.
Yeah, I have nothing for the spread. We know the Bucks at home. We just know the Bucks. They don't play football. They play football in the last 2 to 3 minutes of a 60-minute game. I have nothing for that. I think the Bengals will dominate the first 57 to 58 minutes if Brady can, you know, make a fool of us. I mean, I know you said a couple of weeks ago he made a fool of you. You're not fucking with Brady. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I think Joey covers this. And to your last point about the Sunday night football game, again, I just put this on. But personally, I think the Giants cover the 4.5. I see 4.5 right now. You can tell me if it's another number now. I think Commies win outright, but you know, Giants, if it's 4.5, you know, we just tied with them. I think it's gonna be a field goal type of game. I see 4.5 right now. I don't think we cover that spread, but I definitely think we win the football game by at least 2 to 3 points. So
yeah, also lean that way. Giants 16-10 against the spread, road dog since drafting Daniel Jones. Commies laying over 4 and a hook. Ron Rivera 4-7 against the spread after a bye. Ron, what do you think?
I have nothing for this one.
All right, Keys, what do you think about this one?
I can talk more about it.
Sunday night football. Giants, Commies.
I can talk more about
it. I lean Giants here. I mean, we literally just saw these teams 2 weeks in a row play to a tie. And now they're saying they have to beat them by 5 points. Like, if you 5 points.
I think, Rome, we talked about the Commies.
I'm not touching this game.
Yeah, I get it. But the spot for the Commies was the week before they went on a bye. Teams playing division games before the bye, pretty profitable, not after the bye. So, yeah, Giants are the way here.
It's only Giants. That's it.
No. So if you're a motivational person here, right? This is super motivational right here, right? Your guy,
What do
Your
you
guy
mean?
Ro-
No, stop.
No.
Motivation is you're catching 5 points. You're laying 4.5. You want to win. I get you're motivated to win.
What is the motivation? It's week 15. It's pro football. It's for
The
the
motivation
division.
is they counted us out when the season started.
Right.
Do you have more motivation than the other team right now in this
To win by
Who
5?
does?
To win
Who
by
does?
5?
Who does?
To win by 5.
Nobody. That's what I'm saying.
You don't think the Giants have more motivation? The team that started off with 6-1, 7-1.
These two
That's fair.
teams.
Oh, that's
have
fair.
tied
You're
each
talking about the
other.
Giants.
They
Yeah,
are
like they
both
have
in-
more motivation to win this game, right? They started off 6-1, 7-1. We're top of the NFC East, or we're right here neck and neck with the Eagles, with the Cowboys, right? We let a lot of games go. Now we're here 7-5-1. We just tied with the team before the bye. Now here we go again, playing this team in Landover, a place that they always win at randomly. If you know the legacy of what happens here in Landover, you know the Giants kind of win all the time. Here we go again. Like, yo, what are you saying? This
So
is
you like the
motivation for them to
Giants?
win here. I like the Giants to cover the 4.5. I think the
Oh, okay.
Commies win, right?
Yeah. All right.
So I mean, if you want to play the 4.5, I think that's a good play. But obviously, I think I put on this shit for a reason,
You
right?
should play the commies to win by 1-4. You get more money on that.
You're right, and I probably will. And
All
I would hate if they lose. And I'll probably be at the game. I haven't been in I only go to 2 games a year. It's probably the second game I go.
No, you were so passionate, and I saw the thing. I thought you were like making the case for the commies. So I was confused. I was like, what the fuck?
No, I'm still here for the commies though. It's just like, yo, like,
What
you know what I'm
time is
saying?
it?
Like, we finally
What
get this
time
guy
is this game on Sunday? I'm in DC Sunday.
8:20 p.m. Sunday night football. What are you talking about?
I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be
Sunday
at the
night
game.
You
football.
know what I'm saying? This is Chase
I'm
Young's.
flying to DC
This is
this
Chase.
weekend. I will be at that game with
This
you.
is Chase Young's first football game of the
We will be there.
2022 season.
By 2.
Jonathan Allen, your guy, said I'm buying free tickets for
Oh.
as many people as I need to be in the state. Like, we're gonna be here, and I can see my guys laying a fucking egg. I've seen them lay an egg so many times. I can see them laying.
I'll
an
be
egg.
there. We there. Sunday night.
Making bets in the stadium.
I'm not.
All right, let's get out of here. Week 15, there it is. Extended version went to almost a full hour. But yeah, it was good talk. I really appreciated that Tennessee game. Go Titans, and we'll
No
see you all
teasers?
next week.
And if you
Oh,
listen
right,
this
right.
far,
Come on now.
Teasers.
Teasers.
Game passing you back.
if
Game
you listen
passing me
this
by.
far,
They
and you
saying
were
I'm in the
fortunate-
playoffs. Hold up.
and you were fortunate enough to listen this far.
Nah, bro.
Oh, it's
I'm
over.
giving-
University of Texas, San Antonio, Friday.
What the hell is wrong
What
talking
the
about?
hell
man?
is he talking about?
Let me get the tease me picks. Thank you, Keith.
I got
for
you.
me,
I got you.
I'm gonna take Buffalo minus the 1.
Got
Two teams, 6 points. And give me the no, I ain't taking Tampa Bay. I'll be damned. Give me the Eagles -2 or -3.
I'll jump in. I definitely like the Eagles -3, and I'll definitely take the Patriots +7.
+7.
Yes. Let's
Plus
see.
that?
My
Vegas
Oh,
is
I'm burnt
currently
out,
favored.
burnt
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
No, damn. Oh, that's nice. I didn't think about that.
I
All
like
right,
that, I like
so
that.
I think Pete sniped me on one of. Oh yeah, I was gonna mess with Buffalo -1 in the snow, just basically just win. But I'll leave that there. Give me the Steelers +9. Yes, the Panthers. It's like no way the Panthers about to beat somebody by 10 points. Like anybody. Like who they about to play. But I mean maybe. But so give me the Panthers, and then I'll cheese the Cowboys across the line. Just be like, you can beat the Jaguars, right? I mean, maybe not, but I'll do it.
All right, Rome, you got a teaser for us, or you just getting out of here?
Nope.
All right, there it is, week 15. Almost forgot the teaser pick, but we got it in there. All right, best bets at the start of the pod, and we'll see you next week.